Page 42, Winter Wonderland. Common timer 4/4 time. It's got 3 flats. We're in the key of E flat major. Probably should do the scale on E flat major, at least 1 octave up and down. Go to my video on it. I'll explain it all in there. This is kind of tricky. There's a few ways to look at this. A couple of ways at least. But let's just take it really slowly and carefully. 1 hand at a time. Check the fingering. I don't know about the fingering, but let's see. You're starting here, so you're kind of in this position. Remember, we have a B flat, an E flat, and an A flat in the key signature. So all of those notes are going to be flat automatically. And then we got accidentals on top of that. You're just going to love it. It's just going to ball. So you're starting here. And there's a couple ways of looking at these dotted rhythms in this particular piece. You can look at them exactly as dotted rhythms. 1 eanda, 2 eanda. So this is 4 eanda. 4 eanda 1. Do that. Or just go 4 and the 16th notes real quick. 4 and 1. It's right before the next beat. So forth. Another way of looking at it is to simply take all the dotted rhythms out and play even eighth notes instead. And then after you've learned it that way, then you put it into a swing style, which simply means you swing the counting. 1 and 2 and 3. It's not 1 and 2 and it's 1 and 2, and you play all the dotted rhythms like a swing style. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and like so. There's another way of looking at it. You can approach it however you want to in this type of music. If it were classical music, I wouldn't say that. You need to approach that. If it's written in dotted rhythms, play it as dotted rhythms. Might still adjust it slightly, but most of the time. As far as this lesson goes, I'm going to go ahead and treat it as dotted rhythms, but I'm just going to go 1 and 2 and that 16th note is a short note right before the next note. Doesn't have to be exact, but don't turn it into a triplet. 2 and a triple letter. Don't turn it into a triplet. Keep it short. Bum, bum, crisp. So, getting all that mess out of the way, let's look at this because we got multiple voices going on and other things going on. So we're starting out with third finger. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and right there. 1 and 2 and yeah. And then a 16th note, and they want on the third line they want 4 on the here. Well, that means you got to use 5th finger for the last note on the second line, because you're not going to use there or something like that. So 5th finger for the last note on the second line here. They really should have said that, but and then it's the 1 4, and you're going to hold the top note down. We got 2 voices. Let's get the notes first. So it's here, 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 and then they want a 3 1. I don't think so. I suggest you do this, and this is the third line down, first measure. You're here, 1 4. Don't use 2, use 3. Come down here, and then a 2, and now you can do a 1 3 for the E natural A flat. Don't worry about what it sounds like. Just play it right now. We'll deal with the sound later. But that's what it is. The notes here. So work that out until it's smooth, and then you can put the rhythm back in here. And then during the rest, come down. You have an A natural, because it's an A flat otherwise, and an E flat, and you're going to hold those down. And then you have an A flat and a D, and hold those down. Oh, isn't that fun? Try it again. Here. Do the best you can, but try and hold those half notes down. Don't lift them up. Then you'd come up here and repeat it. Let's go on down to the last line. You're here. Triplet. Second me. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now here, it's kind of dangerous when you have triplets and then 16th note dotted rhythm, because you'll want to turn that into a triplet too. And you need to fight that. The short note's got to be short. Going on, top of page 43. Going on. Keep moving around. Hold the E natural down. Last measure, second line on page 43. Hold that down. And it's the C sharp is on beat 2. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. So the C natural is right before it. 1 and 2 and. Good luck with that. You're back to what you were doing at the beginning. Left hand. 2 voices again. You got a whole note and then half notes. That's an F. 1, 2, 3. Hold the whole notes down and the thumb. You can slide off here if it'll help you, because you got to hold the F down. It's tied. It's this second measure, second line. 1, 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, rest. Third line, 1 and 2, because I got to hold the B flat down. So, 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. It's the same rhythm as the right hand. Rest, come down. These little notes I'll come back to. Just right now, just play the B flat. 1. You can use the thumb here on this. This is the last measure, third line. You can go 1 here if you'd like. Otherwise, it's 2 on. It's up to you and how big your hands are. Let's go on. Last line, same thing. Now it's broken chords here, and it's a 3-1 because it's we're kind of covering a. We're not covering all these notes in one hand position, but we're close, so we're not moving as far. So, and this is very common. This is good. I like this fingering. F sharp there. So fortunately, the right hand isn't moving far; it's only moving a little bit, so you can focus more on the left hand move here. Then going on, last measure, the first line, B flat. E flat, it's an F there, and an A natural. The last measure of the second line there, the left hand plays with the right hand. 1 and 2 and, on the end of 2. Third line, come up. Hold these down, we've had this before, you've had that, I think we've had most all that before. Let's put the hands together very carefully now. Don't worry about hesitating all that. We're just trying to get the hands to work. So lift the right hand up when I play the E flat, but hold the G down. 2. Now here, the F is tied. You're sliding off. And then you can lift up when you play the B. It takes time. Take your time with this. Second line, here again, you're. That's by itself. Rest, and a fifth finger now. That is a disaster. Is that just a disaster? Let's just take it one note at a time and try and figure it out. You have a 2 and a 1 here, and a 1 and a 4 here. If you have to, you go back and practice one hand at a time again. We're here, and then these notes are together. The D and the G flat, and then here. Those are together, and then these are together. The C, B flat, E. So again, it's a here, 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 here. You get all that worked out over and over and over and over 250,000 times, and you can slowly put in that dotted rhythm. So it's that. That's what you want. 1, 2, 3. And then you can rest on the last beat. That's the best part. And then during the rest, you come down with the left hand. You're here. Hold the half notes down. Now in the first ending there, technically, you're lifting the right hand up on beat 3. 1 and 2 and 3. It's right after you play the E flat. 1 and 2, 3. And then you can go back to the top. Let's go on. Now watch this, it's the left hand here. Like we had at the beginning. At least there it helps a little bit, since the last 3 lines of this piece on page 43 is like the first 3 lines on 42. It's less music to learn, so that helps a little. And once you can do that, then we'll try and put in some articulation. And you got to take your time with this. I mean, you start learning it this December or whenever, then you'll have it ready by next December, something like that. So, because this is hard. So articulation, well, we're going to connect everything except for the slurs, except for the rests. Connect the slurs. And these little notes, and this is the 3rd line down, 2nd measure on page 42. It's here. Want to put thumb on that, then you got to use 4 real quick, just real quick notes right before, because the B flat is on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's like these 2 little notes are coming in at the same time as that G, just real quick. If you want to play them as regular 16th notes, that's fine. That means the 2nd little note is with the last G there. But I just feel it. So forth. Last line on page 42. You're going to connect the right hand as best you can, but the left hand, staccato. You can't connect this and this unless you got really big hands. Don't worry about it. But this is the staccato grab. So just make sure it's not staccato in the right hand. Huh? So forth. So you put in the articulation, and then years later when you get that figured out, you think about the dynamics. It's to the melody. Everything else needs to be softer than that, and good luck with that, because when you've got a lot going on, you tend to want to just play it. It just plays louder automatically. So you have to really make it soft. That's the melody there in the 3rd line. So forth. So do your best to bring out the melody. At the bottom of the page, you come up a little bit. Still kind of soft though. So forth. And then over on page 43, 2nd line, now you're coming out. The rest of it can come up to about a moderately soft or so, but that part's loud. Then come back down to moderately soft, like a little louder than you were at the beginning, so forth. And then toward the bottom, next to the last line, last measure, you're loud again. So forth, and an accent on the end is wow. This is really a tongue twister as far as the fingers go. A finger twister, is that it? Now, on top of all that, they want you to use pedal. You see the little P's underneath the bottom staff? That is another style of indicating pedal. And the idea is you will push the pedal down when you see the P, more or less. And then when you see another P, like the showing, that's change pedal. Just lift it up and put it back down. When you get to an asterisk, then you lift the pedal up and leave it up for whatever. For instance, look at the last measure on page 43 at the bottom. You have underneath the last chord, underneath it, there's an asterisk. That's the pedal. That means lift the pedal up right when you play that note. Well, they're overlapping pedal. They're keeping it simple. And since this is a tricky piece, that makes sense. But still, it'd be nice not to let it get too blurry. It'd be nice to hear the phrasing. So let's complicate the pedal. Oh boy, we can't wait to do that, huh? It's going to be overlapping pedal. And you push the notes down, then the pedal, and then when I change the pedal, it'll be after I play the notes, so the pedal overlaps just a little bit. So it's like so at the beginning. So. See, a lot of this you get away with the blurriness because it goes by so fast it doesn't, that's fine. So go ahead, as for the most part, just pedal it the way they're doing it. Now at the bottom, the last line on page 42, when you get these, lift up on the staccato. So we hear staccato. Watch out on the second line, first measure, because that's connect that, but that's staccato. Lift the pedal up with it. And in the last measure of that line, I don't actually pedal until the second one here. That's just the way I do it. And then lift it up before you go on. You see, we didn't pedal the pickup beat. So this is like a pickup, same thing. So I'm not going to pedal this pickup either. So this is the end of the second line on page 43. The last two notes, I'm not going to pedal those because I didn't pedal I want it to be the same. It doesn't have to be, I just want it to be. And then when you get down to the bottom, last line, last couple measures, just lift the pedal up there right when you play it so we get a staccato. Speed-wise, well, gaily means fun. However, it needs to be accurate, and these dotted rhythms, that's going to slow you down. And that's okay. This doesn't have to be a fast piece, but it needs to be a happy piece. So think happy all the time you're struggling through this. I'm happy, I'm happy. Oh. wise, there's first and second ending on page 42. So you're going to go down to the end of the third line and then repeat back to the reverse repeat sign at the top. And then when you play at the second line, you skip the last measure in the third line because that's the first ending. And immediately go to the last line, that's the second ending, and you play it all the rest of the way through. That's fine. I'd like to play it with you very slowly. I don't know that I need to. Maybe just play it with me one hand at a time if you need to. And let's just try and make sure we got the rhythms pretty much and the notes pretty much, because there's a lot of accidentals and stuff going on here. But we're going to go really, really slow here. No dynamics or nothing. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms and stuff. So I'll give us 3 counts because we come in on beat 4. 1 and ready and go, and 2, 3. 1. Rest.